And good evening and welcome to another edition of The Way We See It. I am Ralph Williams, and it's great to be here tonight. Coming up right now out of the waiting room is my co-host, Bill Canatta. Bill, welcome to the program.
What's going on, Brother Ralph? Always a pleasure to be here. Hello, viewers and listeners. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, we have a sort of a different approach tonight as to how we're going to do things tonight. Our one main topic I want to talk about tonight is businesses. I want to know if businesses are hurting. I keep hearing stories and people telling me certain things about businesses, but I want to know the truth. If you know someone that has a business, get them on this program. Tell them to comment. Yes or no, is your business hurting? That's what I want to know. Because there are some things that involve me because businesses are hurting. And it involves you as well, Bill. And,
Sure.
So I want to know, are businesses really hurting? Is this true, or is it a bunch of BS? And that's what I want to know tonight. And we're going to find that out tonight if we can. All right, here we go. Yeah, you better call somebody, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Somebody better call somebody. You call your friend, call your cousin, get on the phone, get somebody here. If they have a business, I want to hear from them in the comments section tonight. We have some late blasts tonight. You sent me an article that was pretty interesting. That's not going to be a blast. It's going to be a either ridiculousness, one or the other. But we'll figure out where that goes. About that passenger on an airplane. Boy, I tell you what, people do weird things on airplanes, don't they? It's just amazing.
I am telling you, I couldn't believe that when I was.
Well, it's people getting weirder and weirder on these airplanes. I mean, I've reported several months ago and everything else about how, there was a guy who was putting a camera in the women's bath and the women's or in one of the bathrooms there on the plane. I mean, it's just putting cameras up the stewardess's skirt or something, and the stewardess didn't even know or whatever. I mean, flight attendant. I'm sorry, they call them flight attendants now. They don't call them stewardess anymore. So,
well, I tell you what, people sure do get around things.
Oh yeah, we're in the First Line Consulting Services Studios, 1-877-926-6982. Give them a call today. We're here in the Way We See It. We're live here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter platforms. And we have a bunch of, we're getting ready to get some, we'll have some comments tonight. We have some steady watchers. And I'd like to invite you to invite somebody to come on the show tonight. If you know somebody that has a business, get them on here tonight. I want to know if your business is hurting, and tell me the truth now. And if you're going to BS me, that's fine. BS me. If you don't want to tell me, that's fine. Don't tell me, but don't hide. All right? Because the reason I'm asking this question is because there's something that affects me. It affects my shows here. It affects my radio show, and it affects you too, Bill.
Yeah,
I mean, are people really hurting in business, or is it just a bunch of gargonzola or a bunch of baloney? I want to know. So if you're out there and you have a business, okay, tonight's Chinese wisdom, accept yourself. This has to be the smallest ever of the Chinese wisdoms I've ever done. Accept yourself.
Nobody don't do it, brother. It's the truth.
No, yeah, you're right. Hey, the Chinese have to tell us that, don't they?
Yeah, right.
All right, our last segment tonight's brought to you by Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Let me tell you something. You need to call Bill at Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, because if your furnace is acting up or your furnace is not working, don't sit there in the cold. I'm going to tell you what, get a hold of Mata today. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-201-0500. They not only do furnaces, they do radiant floor, they do humidifiers, service contracts, they do heat pumps, air conditioners, which we don't need right now, snow melts, air cleaners, and UV lighting. So Call Marta today. Marta Heating and Air Conditioning. That number 724-201-0500. Ask for Bill. All right. Our blast segment tonight, Bill. Here we go. You ready? Let's get
Bring it
this
on.
on the road here. The 5 juveniles who robbed that guy down at Station Square. You know what? Shame on you. You try to rob this guy down at Station Square, but you know what, though? He got the last laugh. He injured 2 of them.
Good.
And put them in a hospital. And I'm glad, okay, all 5 of them have been caught. But I'm blasting you tonight because, again, here we are. We have juveniles going around committing crimes and doing stuff. And we're going to talk later on about these robberies of UPS trucks, Amazon trucks. I'm talking drivers getting robbed at gunpoint. They're in Chicago. It's the worst. Bill, they're stealing trucks. They're putting guns to these drivers' heads and stealing their trucks and then taking the boxes out of the trucks and taking whatever's in there out of there and taking it.
Oh my God.
No respect for anything. I mean, you know, go out and get a job, man. You know, I mean, it's just it's crazy out there.
I didn't hear that part.
And now we have 5 juveniles here who are probably going to have issues with their lives, causing problems by trying to rob a man down by Station Square. And I'm glad all 5 of them got caught. Hooray to the city police.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the city police, we're going to get to that in the bonehead section. Wait till you hear this last minute thing I got. All right, next. City council who wants to build these homeless camps near downtown. You want to know something? First of all, they want to build these camps. Now they want to build them near downtown. And here's what Anthony Coghill had to say, and this kind of pissed me off. I really like Anthony Coghill. I like what he's doing for the homeless. I like what he's been doing to get them out of downtown. I get that. But now you're saying, well, we want to put these homeless camps near downtown so they can have access to services. What? So they can have access to services to cause problems downtown like they have? Look, Anthony Coghill, you're defeating the purpose. City council, you're defeating the purpose. The purpose
you are.
of these camps is to get these people out of downtown altogether, out of sight, out of mind. Get them out of here. Okay.
See, you know, it was just like before, like you were talking about, like, and I was, absolutely wondering where they were going to put these people. And now it all makes come to clear. You're going to add more fuel to the fire.
Yeah, exactly.
More fuel to the fire, man.
That's why I'm blasting them tonight. I think it's wrong. And then I'm going to tell you another story. They want to have these community meetings. They want input from the community. Oh, I'm going to jump up and down. I want a homeless camp in my community.
There should be an equal location somewhere along the line that they could put. I'm sure somewhere north, going out North Hill somewhere. I'm sure.
Hey, put them on Brunard Island where they got to take a boat to get back into town or something.
There it is. There it is. Swim with the sharks. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. All right. Hey, you know what? They were going to put the jail on Brunard Island. You know that, don't you?
Were they really?
That was one of the sites. Yeah, Brunard Island.
I didn't know
when they built the jail down on 2nd Avenue on prime real estate down there. That's why they used to call it the 2nd Avenue Hilton. You know. So. All right. Next, listen to this. The Nashville woman who leaves her 3-year-old boy unattended, and then the boy ended up miles away from home, left her unattended in a vehicle. And guess why? To go get drunk. That's why I'm blasting you tonight, this Nashville lady, because you know what? You don't leave a 3-year-old child all alone and then come back out from drinking and expect the child to be in the vehicle. The 3-year-old child left the vehicle and was miles and miles away from home. I'm blasting that woman tonight. That's the way we see it. Next, the people shooting people for being part of Hamas and destroying property. You know what? There's a war going on. I understand that. But just because these people are Hamas or they're Palestinian or whatever, don't be going around destroying their property, shooting at them, robbing them, causing problems with these people. You know, it's not their fault that this is going on. And not all these people are bad. Just like 9/11. Everybody thought that every Muslim and every, Middle Eastern person was a terrorist. Not all of them were bad people. Some of them are decent people. You know, I mean, that's unacceptable to me. How about you, Bill?
Very much unacceptable. I mean, stereotyping. Just stop doing it, man. Come on. It's ridiculous. It is. Absolutely. Yeah, you can do a couple of those. That's just unbelievably ridiculous.
And that's the way we see it tonight on that. Next, the guy who shot a who shot a police officer in North Versailles.
Oh, what? Yeah, what? I
Shot
didn't.
at a police officer in North Versailles.
So was that officer injured?
The officer was injured. Yes, he shot at this police officer. But the good thing was, again, I want to give kudos to the police. They were able to bust him and put him in jail.
Okay, cool.
I just pray he doesn't get a progressive district justice. That's all I'm praying about right now.
Yeah, you shot a police officer. They're going to slap you on the back part of your hand and send you out. That's what they'll do, Ralph. They'll slap you on the back part of your hand and send you out.
Yeah, exactly. PNC Bank. I don't know if you heard this tonight, but PNC Bank screwed up some folks' accounts and took extra money out of people's account. Now, I will give PNC credit for one thing, Bill, even though I'm blasting them tonight for this nonsense, this clerical error. They did admit it. They came out and said, look, we did it. It was wrong, and we're putting your money back into your account or whatever, or whatever
Okay.
we took out. That was, and it happened to several people tonight. And so PNC, I'm blasting you for that tonight. But I will give them credit for admitting they were wrong. Not a lot of banks do that. You know what I mean?
You're right.
All right, the 5 McDonald's locations in the Pittsburgh area here got fined tonight by the federal government for violation of child labor laws. Shame on you.
Oh, my
Shame
God.
on you. Are you that desperate for help that you have to violate labor laws? 5 McDonald's locations in Allegheny County in Western Pennsylvania busted for violation of child labor laws. All right, that last segment was brought to you by Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You ought to call Mata, 724-201-0500. Ask for Bill. Tell me you heard it here on one of RW Media Productions. We're in the First Line Consulting Services Studios, 1-877-926-6982. Give them a call today. They have low monthly rates. They will set you up with a website. Hey, makes a great gift for someone.
There it is.
A great gift. I mean, or if you want to gift yourself, all right? I know people that buy gifts for themselves or whatever they do, makes a great gift idea.
Absolutely.
All right. Our Bonehead segment is brought to you by P6 Auto Detailing in New Kensington. Call today, 412-965-6578. That's 412-965-6578. And then before we go, Bill, I want to do one last blast here. I want to blast the government of New Kensington because you know what they've done? They went ahead and they went out and they got a new refuse company, and they're charging the residents an extra $200 a year for refuse, and they already pay $300 a year. So now they want to raise it $200, and the government claims, the New Kensington government claims that it's the Cadillac of refuge. Cadillac. I'm blasting the government of New Kensington.
Oh my gosh.
They claim it's the Cadillac of garbage pickup. Cadillac.
Yeah, it's because their pockets got to get a little deeper before they get more lined.
Oh, that's like that 10 cents for a paper bag.
Yeah.
How many times have I said that's a tax?
Yeah, right.
It's a tax.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you get rid of plastic bags and then you want to charge people for a paper bag, that's a tax.
Yeah, well, and too, on top of that, don't forget to, like save your Walgreens bags and so forth. Sometimes I forget where I'm at, and I walk to a Walgreens and they're like, oh, well, we have plastic bags. Oh, I forget where I'm at.
Yeah, if you're at a drugstore, like, my pharmacy's across the street, they give you plastic bags because they're exempt.
Yeah.
Because some medication, like I have certain medication, has to go in a plastic bag.
I know you do that.
So, but call P6 Auto Detailing in New Kensington today. I didn't mean to get off course. 412-965-6578. Let the experienced people detail your car, not somebody in some little side end garage inside of his house that has no clue how to detail a car. Call them today, 412-965-6578. The professionals at P6 Auto Detailing. All right, our Bonehead segment, Bill. All right, the man a year ago who shot and killed an employee and injured another at a Subway because he didn't get mayonnaise on his sandwich. He didn't get mayonnaise on his sandwich.
You sure the broad who does the plane and him ain't cousins or something?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But that's a boneheaded move. All right. Let's see here. Uh, another attempt. Someone tried to, guess
Uh,
what, Bill? Guess
it,
what somebody tried to do
let me
this
guess.
weekend?
Let me rattle the cage a little bit. Get some firearms through TSA, maybe.
Yes, 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 yes. You guessed that, Bill. Wow. Yes. So what another boneheaded move by somebody again who tried to do that, and now they're going to lose their gun permit. They're going to have to pay a fine. Might even go to jail. I mean, they had 7 rounds, 6 in the cylinder and 1 in the chamber.
Oh. Why, people? Why? Why?
Why?
Why?
Why? Why?
Why?
All the communication and news we have these days, and nobody pays attention to any of it.
Not a bunch of
I
not
mean,
any of them, brother. And you know what? They all
right.
take the role on that we know everything too.
Oh, I know. I know.
There it is.
Papa John's. Here's a boneheaded move. Papa John's Pizza on firing a blind man for bringing his service animal to work, and now they're being sued. How
Wow.
about Papa John's?
Oh, I can't even comp. That's like a two-way street there. What the hell did you do that for? You brought
Yeah,
him in, and you know he was a handicap, and you were going to fire
right.
him because he's bringing his dog in, and I get it around food and all that stuff. But if he's blind, what? Where? What? Oh,
Well,
oh my.
Pizza Hut, I don't know if the woman still works there. The one on Palm Boulevard? I
Yeah.
used to go in there back in the day. Now, I don't think she still works there. She was a blind woman, and she had a headset on, and she answered the phone. And she had special braille on the computer. She was able to do what she had to do. Not,
I,
yeah. She
I,
does
I
her
get
job.
all.
That's all that counts,
I get all. Yeah, I get all that. But I mean, you're bringing a guy on. You know, he's got a handicap, but then he's going to need service.
Oh,
Uh oh.
oh,
Uh
there we
oh.
go. A nice little drum roll. There we go. All right. The lady who got arrested for leaving the scene of an accident, all right, and spit on oh, wait, I'm sorry. This lady got arrested for leaving the scene of an accident in DUI. She gets to Allegheny General Hospital, and guess what she does? Spits on the employees. Spits on the employees. What a bonehead move that was. So now she's not only being charged with DUI, she's being charged with assault, because that's assault when you
Yep.
spit on somebody like that. That's
Sure.
considered aggravated assault. So now she's going to have more charges. So I just hope she doesn't get in front of a progressive magistrate. I pray every time, So
Wow.
anyway, Southwest passenger who opened up the door of the airplane jumped out and ran on the tarmac.
Well, first of all, he survived. That was amazing enough for that feat to be even done.
Yeah.
Second of all, why would you know there are G forces through them things, man? Oh my God.
Um,
I can't even imagine the havoc. People with wigs and toupees, they wouldn't be no more intact. I can tell you that. And false teeth, you better
no,
have some
not at
extra
all.
extra strength denture cream on there because false teeth will blow right out the back. I can see that. That's just hitting me now, and I can see that happening. And oh Lord Jesus.
Oh, how would you like this one here? A Nigerian airline pilot who landed 200 miles away from where he was supposed to land.
I guess the GPS wasn't all that up to date.
All right, here's the biggest boneheaded move of the night. A Pittsburgh police officer whose rifle discharged in his vehicle, and he did not report it, and took a drug test and tested positive for marijuana. What a boneheaded move that was. All right, our bonehead segment is brought to you by P6 Auto Detailing in New Kensington. Give them a call today, 412-965-6578, P6 Auto Detailing. All right, next, our segment on ridiculousness.
Okay.
All right, our ridiculousness tonight is brought to you by Fold and Travel Mobility. Are you handicapped? Are you in a wheelchair like I am? Are you inconvenienced when you go certain places and you have to either rent a power chair, or you need to rent one and then you end up paying a ton of money for it? Do you have to go out and get a U-Haul van? Do you have to go buy ramps? Do you have to go do all that inconvenient stuff? Don't do it. Don't do it. I have the perfect solution for you. Fold and Travel Mobility. Give them a call today, 1-877-GOT-FOLD. That's 1-877-GOT-FOLD. They have specialists that will help you pick the model you need of a folding power chair. Don't make your life inconvenient. Call Fold and Travel Mobility today, 1-877-GOT-FOLD, and on their website at foldandtravelmobility.com. And they have professionals on the website as well. All right, let's get into our ridiculousness. All right, Aldi, Aldi cashier who stopped a shopper there for never going back after they were turned away, or the Aldi shopper who's never going back because they were turned away by a cashier because they refused to use the self-checkout. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. A 27-year-old man who has money and who stays home. He's a lazy bum, and he decides that he has he went into his girlfriend's account and stole money from her and racked up her credit card and spent $8,000.
Oh,
that's ridiculous.
That's a little shaky bridge going across here, brother. You know what I'm talking about.
Hey, here's another good domestic one you'll love. A wife poisoned her husband.
Here it goes.
All right, because her husband was a boring pizza chef, and because he didn't get her pregnant, or he didn't get her pregnant. That is ridiculous. That is just, if you talk about ridiculousness, that right there takes the cake. Oh my gosh. All right, a husband. Here we go, man. It's domestic night here for ridiculousness. A husband who stole $900 from his wife to pay for his ex-wife's kids' medication.
Well, that'll be something different there.
All right. Well, here's another good one here. A man who had a vasectomy.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
First the charges on that, buddy boy.
Oh my! Delivery driver who was slammed on social media for eating a customer's food because they only gave him. I guess this was a repeat customer, and the driver went to go pick the food up and deliver it because the person only gives them $1 tip. They decided to eat their food. All right, that is our ridiculousness segment there. A bunch of ridiculous stuff here brought to you by Fold and Travel Mobility. If you're handicapped, call them today. Guess what? Fold and Travel Mobility has some great Black Friday specials. Check their website out, foldandtravelmobility.com. Get yourself a folding power chair today if you're handicapped, because it'll make your life a whole lot easier. Or call them 1-877-GOT-FOLD. They have some great Black Friday and holiday specials as well. All right. Also tonight, I want to talk to you about Sleep Pittsburgh. Yeah, Sleep Pittsburgh is on 8th Avenue in Homestead, 412-462-7858. Give them a call today, right on 8th Avenue in Homestead. Hey, holiday season's coming around. Is your bed lumpy? Are you not sleeping in a comfortable bed and you want a new mattress? Well, guess what? Go to Sleep Pittsburgh because their prices are economical. You do not have to take out a loan to buy a bed or anything at Sleep Pittsburgh. Call them today, 412-462-7858. Also, they have no credit check financing. Sleep Pittsburgh for the best sleep tonight, and check their website at sleeppittsburgh.com. All right. Tonight, our key topic segment is brought to you by the band Bon Journey, the cover band who plays Bon Jovi and Journey music. They play all over Western Pennsylvania. They're sponsoring our key topics tonight, December 2nd. Which happens to be this coming Saturday. They are at the, hey, get the name of this place, Bill, the Lazy Chameleon.
Wait a
Lazy Chameleon.
Is that that's not on Babcock?
No, it's in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Columbus, Powell, Ohio, somewhere in the middle. Okay.
I was like, wait, did I see like on Babcock?
I tell you what, I've heard some crazy names, but that one's not. December 16th at the Big Bar up in Erie, not the small bar, the Big Bar, up in Erie. All right. December 16th. My second city, one of my favorite places, Erie. December 22nd, back home at Jurgles out in Warrendale there, Brush Creek Road. Bon Journey, the Bon Jovi and Journey tribute band. Check them out in the next 3 Saturdays. All right, Bill, let's get to our key topics tonight. All right, one of them is
do it.
City Council wants to put these homeless camps, as we discussed in the blast, close to downtown. Anthony Coghill thinks that these homeless people should be close to downtown, and these camps need to be close by so they can access services downtown. You know what kind of services they want to access downtown? They want to steal your money. They want to go into businesses and urinate. They want to, do whatever. Okay. And so there we are with that. What's your thoughts, Bill?
I was getting ready to say, just before you interjected that, what they want is the free ride. That's what they want. Just like you said, they want to go down there and want to collect their money, go in there and urinate and do whatever they got to do. And they're talking about putting these homeless camps up and all this other stuff. You can't. That's going to be so clustered. It's not even going to be funny.
Well, you got some, St. Clair, the old St. Clair Village. Why don't you put them up there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a community garden up there. Hey, go. Excuse me. Wow.
Bless you, brother. Bless you.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna wipe my nose on that
Sorry
one. I
about
felt
that,
that over
folks.
here.
Wow. Yeah. Jeez.
That's all right.
So anyway, but anyhow, City Council wants to do this, Bill. I think it's wrong. And the way we see it here is that they need to put these people up in the Highland Drive VA site, somewhere out of sight, out of mind. Give them the services they need, but not downtown.
Exactly.
Okay?
That's going to be too much. You got a lot of congestion through downtown. That's number one. Number two, you're going to have a lot of those people, if they don't already, try to sneak into the Hilton and all those other high-scale motels.
Oh, it's terrible.
Things like that.
Terrible.
I can't even imagine, how they would, probably go about doing all that. But, you're only going to create a very, very, very big mountain of a molehill. And I should say anthill, because the anthill is already rising past the molehill effect. It's getting there. So you're already creating all this stuff. That's going to be,
Bethany Hallam wants to put homeless people at the William Penn. So.
We last week we discussed that. Yes,
I'm not going to go no further with that. But
no,
anyway.
we'll just leave that go, man.
But anyway, back to juveniles. Our next key topic here tonight. Juveniles are thieving the Kias and Hyundais and McKees Rocks. 4 cars have already been stolen. 2 have been recovered. Apparently, and you know how it is nowadays, you can't keep a secret worth a darn. Kias and Hyundais now have a steering wheel problem or a mechanism problem. So what's happening is thieves are able to get into your car if you have a Kia or a Hyundai, and they're easily being able to steal them. Okay. So the biggest thefts so far have been in McKees Rocks. And I urge anyone that lives in McKees Rocks to go out and get the club, if they still sell it, or get something to stop these thieves from doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk here later on in key topics about the rash of thefts going on. And I have a suggestion for this. In fact, we'll talk about this now while we're on about thefts and juveniles. A guy on the nightly news, he was interviewed I guess he works with youth in Chicago. Okay. And he said there's no parental guidance anymore. And he was truthful about everything, Bill. He said there's no parental guidance. Kids don't care. They have no sense of manners for adults. They don't care about people's personal property. And it's the truth, Bill. And somebody needs to start speaking the truth here. If I'm Amazon, if I'm UPS, if I'm the United Postal Service, or I'm somebody at my house and I get my boxes stolen, I would shoot them. I would put guns in the hands of these package people and everything else. They have a right to defend themselves. And I'm tired of people being sympathetic for thieves. I'm really sick of it. Oh, they came from a bad home. Oh, their mother's in jail. Oh, their dad was a drug dealer. What, I'm supposed to feel bad for these kids?
See, the problem is the road is being paved with these so much too often.
Absolutely.
You see,
it's terrible.
And things are, people are able to defend themselves, like, especially that,
Right.
and right around the holidays, man. I mean, I can't even imagine what UPS, Amazon, UPS, and USPS service is going to be up and above probably delivery ratio probably now. And Christmas ain't even here yet, and it's
Oh, I
coming,
know.
but it's not here yet. But yes,
And they said they're in gangs of 6.
oh,
Gangs of 6
oh,
is what what they're doing is they're going into these trucks, they're putting a gun to the driver's head, they're beating up the driver, robbing the driver, and then they're going into the back of the vans and they're taking the boxes out, opening them up and taking out all the stuff that's in the boxes.
oh,
That's
wow.
what they're doing. Or they're taking the van somewhere else and doing it.
Mm,
Okay. Throwing the driver to the side, beating them up,
yep.
putting a gun to their head, just all kinds of stuff going on. It's going on in Chicago mostly.
Okay.
So, I mean, in some of the suburb areas of Chicago. But I'm sure sooner or later it's going to start happening here because you have a copycat. We live in a copycat world where if someone sees somebody doing that, they want to get some publicity, they're going to do it.
Yeah, it's sad though. It really is. Just like you said, a copycat war all the way around, and it doesn't matter. Then Uncle Ed, you're going to have to really get on your high horse end, brother.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to do something. But
Yeah, you're going
yeah,
to be
that's
really.
the way we see it tonight. And these kids, they
Absolutely.
just don't have any nothing, none
No, they don't.
whatsoever.
There ain't. They
It's
got
disgusting.
100% right. There's nothing. Nothing.
All right, I want to gloat a little bit here because
Okay.
this idea I gave the city council last year, and it worked. They got 38 deer out of the parks for
Oh,
that.
that's
They
right.
had that organized hunt about a week ago. They
Yes.
shut the portion of the park and let people run around in there. They let people come in with bow and arrow. They got 38 deer, and most of it went to the food banks. Uh,
Okay.
they had
Okay.
they
Okay.
hired a company to process and smoke the deer meat or whatever they do, and that was my suggestion. And I'm not going to deny it. It was my suggestion. So here we are.
You were telling me that years ago, brother.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You can have an organized hunt. You just can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. All right, our next topic is foxes in Pittsburgh parks. Not
Oh,
women. I'm talking about real foxes.
okay. Oh,
Have been spotted in frickin' Shenley Park.
no
Uh,
kidding.
my suggestion to the city is get on the phone to the game commission and get them to go trap these foxes, or get hunters to go out and hunt them, and then take the fox fur and take it to a fur dealership, skin the fur. I've seen this on mountain men. Skin the fur and go make some money, do something with it for the city, donate it to a food bank, the money, donate it to some charity, maybe donate it to the Bethany Hallam Fund to put homeless people at the William Penn.
Well, 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 I agree with you on that to a certain extent, but aren't some of those little guys endangered? So
Yeah,
then
I
here,
think they are.
then
I
here will
think
be
the red fox is. The
here.
ones,
Okay,
the red foxes.
yeah, and I don't know what's running around here, and I don't know. I'm not
Yeah,
nothing about Fox or anything like that. But if
right.
that, or go ahead and load people up with tranquilizers, shoot them in the ass, and put them back out in the wild.
There you go.
You'd save the
All
life.
right, absolutely. Okay, our next topic. What did everybody do for Thanksgiving this year? I had a good Thanksgiving. Bill come over on Friday. We had a good time. Uh,
Absolutely.
got into a little dispute with my mom over something that I needed to do, and because I'm at that point right now to where I need to do it, and I don't understand what is going on here, and that's why I'm challenging businesses tonight. I want to know why businesses are hurting, or why are you hurting? Is it you can't find people? I've already encountered that. Okay. Uh, what is your problem? I saw a candy company on the news, and I'm trying to help them, but they haven't returned my phone calls or my emails. I guess they don't want my help. They were on the news saying that they're hurting. They don't get enough foot traffic. Families used to come into their candy store, and now they don't come in. I would suppose maybe the chocolates are a little too expensive if they're gourmet chocolates. I get it. Okay. Ingredients are up, everything is up. Our government doesn't care. And I have a key topic tonight that we're going to talk about because I forgot to blast the federal government tonight because now there's a bunch of women's groups that have gotten together as a cluster They have nothing else to do with their time. And they want the federal government to put a ban on flavored cigars.
Well, I can't wait to hear this.
A ban on flavored cigars. Okay. They want the federal government to do this.
Okay. I'm missing something here. What's
they're claiming that lifespan of a human being would be better and more satisfying if they didn't have that flavored cigar.
All right,
I don't get this. I don't get this. Here we are again. Somebody trying to tell somebody how to lead their lives.
Yeah.
If they want to smoke, let them smoke.
Yeah.
Stop taking away personal freedoms. That's a personal freedom. I mean, if somebody wants to do that stuff, that's fine, but don't step up. That's like we had this discussion, a few shows back about these libraries and these schools. These parents are ridiculous.
Yes, you're right. They are.
So what if the kid reads a book that's got nudity in it? It's got to learn sometime. Okay.
And that's even more to bring out of the shadows and more of into light than anything, especially in today's world with today's things going on.
How about the parents getting the kids off of these Xbox? How about these, you know what I mean, and these PlayStations and all this dirty stuff that they do?
What was it? I think I just seen a commercial not too long ago, and they're already advertising it for oh my gosh, hang on for a second. The new Grand Theft Auto's out. The graphics on this machine is freaking awesome. It's for PS5,
right?
But it's out. And then there's a new oh my gosh, Modern Warfare. What do they call that? It's on. I know what you're talking. You should see
Modern Warfare. Yeah.
Yeah. It's oh geez, I have a name right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, you should see that, and you want to talk about things that are going on and put the kids in front of that for 8 hours a day.
Right.
What do you think what do you think they do over the family vacation? After Christmas and New Year's is in between there.
Especially if they're snowing out and they can't go outside, or they're not snow type kids that like to go out and make snowball or throw snowballs at old lady that's walking up the street.
That was always fun, even though we always got in trouble for it. That was always fun.
Hey, I used to throw snowballs at buses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to get in trouble for that, throwing a snowball at the buses.
Yeah, and then you used to get in trouble because they used to put rocks inside, little rocks after that.
Oh, yeah.
And then you would get hit in that. Oh, what happened? And you're going to the hospital, and then pretty soon they outlawed that. You were done. You can't go out there with a bulletproof vest on. Otherwise, you're looking out there like a kid from A Christmas Story. You made him all fat. He fell over. He couldn't get up. You look like one of those kids like that. You're like, oh my gosh, It's just like everything wants to be centered around this 85-inch screen, 4DK, 4HDK. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, it's really sad that these women. I'm sorry, what was that?
That's right, Call of Duty. That's what it is.
Call of Duty. Okay, yeah.
Call of Duty. Yeah. Yeah. They got.
What do they have now? Call of Duty 60.
It's like, who knows? They'll be running around. They'll be running around in walkers and everything like that. Like, come on there, Margaret. Let's go,
Call
Freddy.
of Duty 60. There you go.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But anyway, the
graphics. These parents or this group of women, they all got together. Some organization, women's organization. Again, I got nothing against women organizations. They do their due diligence, but this is unacceptable to me. To go after people who are smoking cigars, flavored cigars, or whatever, and they claim that there's too much nicotine in them and it can destroy your life. So, I guess it's okay for the government to step in because somebody smokes a cigar, come on.
But yet it's okay for the other person to smoke 12 packs of cigarettes a day and you guys are a whole carton.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what these people want to do with their lives. That should be what they want to do with their lives. I understand, but I mean, otherwise than that, I don't know. Maybe there is more nicotine. And now that you said that, I think about that for a second because I think about that for a second. The flavored cigars, it would probably have to flavor the tobacco.
Yeah.
And maybe with the flavoring that they spray on might have a little bit more of a boost of a nicotine. Now that's
absolutely. Yeah. So, but I think that's wrong. I think they need to stay out of people's lives and stop doing this stuff and all that. All right, folks, I want to know tonight why your business is struggling. If it is, And if you're making money, I want to know you're making money. And you don't have to tell me what kind of business you do. I don't care. I don't care if you work in an adult bookstore, you own one or something. I don't care. I want to know what it is you're doing, because here's what I have a problem with. I have, these shows I put on. These shows take money. Okay. And I have sponsors and advertisers that currently help me out here, but it's a fraction, Bill, of what it would normally, of what I'm getting in advertising money to pay for these shows. Okay. And what's happening is I had to go and do a GoFundMe page, and I got into a little bit of a jackpot, and I had to remove it. And bunch of people burned up my phone over the weekend, including my mother, going on and on and on about why I put up a GoFundMe page. Well, if I got sponsors and advertisers for the low prices that I charge, I wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't have to do that.
Oh, I
And I'm
understand.
tired of hearing this complaining and whining, Bill. And I think it's a bunch of BS. Some of these businesses are complaining they're hurting. And I found out today or yesterday, I'm sorry, not today, but Saturday, that there are some businesses that don't want to do radio advertising or any kind of advertising like this because they claim they don't get no more business than what they did when they didn't do it. Okay. So what's stopping you as a business from dealing with a guy like me who's trying to put out a product, needs the funds to do it, needs the sponsors and advertisers, and they're not there? Okay. They're not there at all. And Bill, you see what I charge, and I don't charge a lot of money for this advertising and sponsorship. I do not.
No, you don't. I mean, I'm not no good on the radio jargon and stuff like that and all, but I've seen some advertisement things on radios on what, on how much they would, get into it and charge you for what? Not even half the car. What is it? What do you charge per month, or is it by year?
Well, you can charge per month. You could do a year. Most of them are 6-month and 1-year contracts.
Okay.
Some of them are 5-year contracts.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, but like I said, I'm just frustrated because what I can't possibly believe is that no one wants to, increase their business. Now, I was dealing with a pizza shop, and I brought this story to everyone's attention some shows back. I was dealing with a pizza shop out in Robinson Township, and I'm not going to mention the name of the shop. They're a very vibrant place. They've been around a long time. All right. Used to close at midnight. Had a nice little bar in there. They can't have the bar because they can't find anyone to tend bar. That's number one. Okay. Number two, they got to close at 7 o'clock during the weekdays. Fridays and Saturdays, they got to close at 9. You know why? They don't have enough help.
Yeah,
okay. They have so much business and they don't have enough help to justify it. And the owner told me that he would do business with me. He was so excited, but he can't because he doesn't have the personnel to deal with the business he has now. He has to turn it away. He doesn't want any more. And a lot of businesses I've come to find out are telling me this same story. Now, I don't know if it's the company line all across the board or if it's true. If several businesses are telling me this, then obviously I believe it to be true. If I only heard it from one business, then I probably would say, forget it. It's a lie. I mean, what do you think about all this?
I mean, I would definitely have to go into the beef of the congestion there, which is, of course, you're trying to reach out, but they can't take on no more business because we've had this discussion before about lack of help. Right. If you can't produce the product at a time that they would produce them for, and to get them out, and they would start falling behind. Can you imagine what would happen after that? I mean,
see, here's the problem we have. They have enough holiday help. The retailers do. They said they went out and they start recruiting bright and early. They went out like at the end of the summer, start recruiting. They have enough help now for seasonal help. And now some of these college kids who thrive on seasonal jobs can't get a job now because there's no seasonal help available in some places. Now, I don't know about here, but I know in some other cities, they already have all their positions filled already, and they said they've had them filled since October because they went out early in the end of the summer and started recruiting for seasonal help. Okay,
But we're
uh,
talking, smaller chains, brother. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
You're talking about people who have
mom and
made,
pop businesses,
yeah, mom
people
and
who,
pop
yeah,
businesses, and people who have made a little kind of a groove into their little history here of
yes,
Pittsburgh and being part of Pittsburgh and all that stuff. I mean, just like my family did,
yeah,
who never thought it was ever going to go that crazy,
right.
but it did, and just all because of Franco, and that was it.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Well, your family had a product that everyone liked. It was priced reasonably. I mean, when I was a kid, my
Yeah,
grandmother and I always stopped at Vento's and picked up a slice of pizza. We
that's what we.
sat down and ate it. And I mean, and the price was not expensive at all. I
No,
mean, I mean, but back in them days, when I was younger and you were younger, pizza was what, a quarter a slice, 50
something
cents a
like.
slice.
And plus,
Now
too,
it's like
remember,
$5 a slice.
yeah, and
You know?
plus now too, remember, East Liberty was very thriving back in those days too.
Yes, yeah,
You-
oh, man, that was the place to shop. It
Yeah,
was East Liberty, it
you had
was
Spear,
Northside, Allegheny Center Mall,
you had all,
Parkway Center Mall, and downtown. Those
and
were the places to shop.
now you can, because years ago you couldn't. It's that little strip in between Highland Avenue where the mall used to be, where they used to have the seats. There was rows of stores. It's
Yeah,
where the Hotel Monaco is. They
right.
got it all that out of there, and they got it all those buildings. Some of those are new revamped buildings and
Yeah,
businesses, but people used to, you couldn't even drive through there.
right, right.
It's all it has all changed. But that you make a day of it on a Friday, and if you can't get it on a Friday, you go Saturday. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I mean, me and my aunt, since we were so close, we'd walk from the house.
Right, and go to
Yeah,
East Liberty and shop.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like I said,
Catch a
when I was
movie.
a child,
Yeah,
that's where
catch
movie.
a movie. Yeah, you had
You didn't
everything
have
was
to go
done.
downtown. It was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It was there, you know?
And they're trying to do all that, bring
So,
everything, but
but
it's
now
kind
it's
of
not
crazy.
like
Yeah, yeah, it's all gone. I mean,
right,
but that's what I
right.
think about it, brother. I mean, about the mom and Paul stores who they can't take any more businesses on any more business because of the fact that they can't even keep up with the product and demand that's on hand.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe I mean,
don't know. And I get, I caught a couple businesses at the right time. They were looking for advertising. They were
right?
looking to do more. Uh, I caught a couple, which is good. All right. But I've sent out hundreds of emails, made several phone calls, and these people just like, I don't know what it is. They advertise on Facebook, but they don't advertise with me because I can generate your business on social media. And I'm not only on social media with this program, I'm on social media with Ralph Williams One-on-One, the post game show, telling it like it is.
Yeah,
So I mean, there's 4 podcasts right there that generate throughout social media. Your product's out there. Social
yeah,
media is a big thing.
all over the
Okay.
place. Yeah, you've got more
Right.
than just this. Yeah, you got like
Yeah.
four.
And then I got my 2 national shows on Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, there that
So
is.
you have all that plus the radio show itself on Beaver County Radio that generates all over. Plus, we're on social media there too.
And
I
national
don't get
recognition too.
I don't get these people. I just don't. I mean, you would rather pay whatever it is to another company whose name I'm not going to mention, but you don't want to give me anything, and my prices are reasonable. And look what all you get. And I even have button advertising on my website. You know,
Oh, okay. I
so
didn't know that.
yeah, I have button advertising, which means
You,
like if you were to give me one of your business cards for your DJ business, I would put it up on my website, and that's called button advertising.
I got
So
you.
I mean,
I didn't know you had all that.
yeah, oh yeah, I
I
do.
know you had quite the various amounts of platforms.
Right.
You talk with the boys all throughout the week,
Yeah. Yeah.
and all that good stuff. And what is it? The secret burn, the
Oh, the
slow,
external bump
yeah, the external burn. What I call it, the slow burn, whatever
and the
the hell
slow
that
burn. Yeah,
was.
yeah,
So that there, I mean, you've got platforms. I mean, I don't think that you're not really too much on the air hardly throughout a whole week and going into a weekend. And I'm sure you guys
Right.
beat up the Steelers over. I didn't even see any of that game though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, we did the post game for that. And then Smoke and Jim Frazier and I did a post game for Pitt. Their last game was Saturday.
Okay.
So, and I was on with Mike Romai this morning, as I always am on Beaver County Radio. And I told Mike, I says, Pat Narduzzi lied. Now, I don't think he lied. I think he was trying to wait until January to fire Frank Signetti. And he was forced by administration, the athletic director, to fire him today or yesterday. So he fired him. He said, he's done.
Hey,
And,
I know you talk on your other platforms about sports talk, but you've got to tell me, because I have not asked it again, people, viewers and listeners. We don't go over any of our material. Some of the stuff we just touch on lightly, but the other stuff we don't really. Who you think about the new OC coordinator over there, or OC for the Steelers?
Well, it worked yesterday. They had 400 yards in offense for the first time since God knows when, and that was when Ben was the quarterback. They had more rushing yards in one game than they've had since, I think, 2015 or something.
No kidding. All that
yeah,
much.
and that's with one man gone. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I hear Eddie Faulkner is a very good running backs coach. He's a good communicator, which is important.
Sure.
Okay. And he's the offensive coordinator. Mike Sullivan, not the coach for the Penguins, Mike Sullivan, the quarterback's coach for the Steelers, worked with Eli Manning and with the Giants for many years. And when the Giants went through a coaching change, Mike Sullivan ended up being available. So now he's with the Steelers. He's a very good play caller, has been an offensive coordinator, and he's a quarterback's coach. Been in the league for about 30 years. So he knows his way around everything. And I think it's working better now. I think Canada was a cancer. They're throwing the ball down the middle. They're throwing the ball down the field. They're mixing it up. They're running the run-pass ratio. And then you don't have none of those stupid jet sweep plays where, and they get stuffed in the backfield and the thinking dig.
Yeah.
That stuff didn't go on yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I wanted to watch it, but I didn't
really
get it. I didn't even get
and I think Matt Canada was someone said today they think Matt Canada was afraid. They think he just basically didn't know what he was doing, and he just threw stuff out there. And you can't just throw stuff out there in the wind. It's like throwing dice down on a craps table.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that, and that's what I heard he was doing.
And
then he would change the game plan. Like, let's say, for instance, they plan the game through the week. Okay. All right. So let's say things don't work accordingly with the game plan. You have to think on your toes and you have to switch things around. Okay. You and I both played football. We know what it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And sometimes you got to change plays and sometimes you got to change the game plan. Well, Canada would never do that. He would stick to whatever the game plan was, regardless of what was going on. He would stick to that and forget everything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, apparently, we all see.
That's like if you and I, when we DJ together and we have a game plan, we put a playlist together and everything else, and we get there, and all of a sudden they want to hear Brazilian music. We got to switch things up. We can't just say, okay, well, we're going to do this and this and this. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly what Matt Canada was not doing.
And we've always had that more so than none when we would DJ.
Yeah.
You know that.
Right.
You got to do what you got to do. And I get all that. I just didn't see the game. That's why I wanted to ask your
no problem. Yeah.
Your thoughts on.
We threw the ball down the field. Pat Firemuth had a career day. We started throwing to the tight end. We used 3 of our tight ends. So we used Connor Hayward and that big Darnell Washington. He had some key blocks. I mean, he knocked some guys over for Najee to score that one touchdown. The only problem was Deontay Johnson and his attitude. He was supposed, when the fumble happened, he just stood there and looked at it. He didn't bother to go after the ball, didn't bother to do anything.
I said, I didn't see any of the game.
Yeah. Mediocre Mike's got to clean that up. He does. He really has to clean that up. So, but anyway, I wanted to say that I want to talk to you today about Draft 412. Draft412.com is a website that covers all draft perspectives, whether it's hockey, basketball, football, baseball. They have a $9 a month e-magazine that they'll put in your inbox that will tell you about every athlete involved in any kind of draft or any kind of athlete that's currently out there in the college world that might be good for football in the draft coming up in April, fantasy drafts, all kinds of stuff. They have it, draft412.com. They have podcasts, great people to work with, draft412.com, $9 a month. You can afford that for a inbox magazine, e-magazine that will tell you everything you need to know about everything. All right, we have our small topics, and we're getting ready to wrap things up here shortly. Brought to you by Hillcrest Farm, Richmond, Ohio, right up the hill from Steubenville. 740-346-5442 or 740-632-2894. You can email them at hillcrestfarmsohio@gmail.com or check out their website, www.hillcrestfarmsohio.com, and also Hillcrest Farm on Facebook. Before we get to our small topics, I forgot about Bill's segment on driving. What's going on out there on the roads?
Do you really want to know, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to know.
Well, I'm just going to leave it down to this one because I want this to, kind of sink in. Because, brother, you were on the phone with me while I was coming through the tunnels. I had you on my.
You were telling me about that, yeah.
I had you on my stereo through the car. I don't understand the fellows, folks, women, older women, younger women, everybody out there. The double yellow line is there for a reason, and it's not to say let us pass in the tunnels. What in the hell is wrong with people? I've seen it 3 times when I was coming out to your place the other day, coming through the Liberty Tunnels. Yes, I'm going to name it. Coming through the Liberty Tunnels, I seen 3 moves from people in the left lane who wanted to get to the right lane, and they would just cut people off. They didn't care what was in the middle. They need to start putting barriers in the middle. Now, then what's going to happen? You'd have more accidents in the tunnels. Then you'd be all kind of screwed up. You see, this is what I'm saying. Let that fluster. But then you got the people that want to do the zipper. Let's unzipper. But then when you're unzippering and that single, now we're out of the double yellow, and I'm sorry, I don't want to cause any confusion, but that single line coming off of the exit ramps, man, look, if there is somebody and you're coming down and they're coming to the right and you need to get over to the left and they're slower, that they are so slow that they would drive Miss Daisy envious. Let me tell you, you want to get around them and it's clear. They're, everybody else is making their own rules. There's nothing happening out there, man. Zip around them. That's the looks you get the worst. Those are the looks you get the worst when you zip around those people because there's nobody in the left lane coming out. We'll just take 28, for example, coming off that on-ramp from Etna. And there's that big white single yellow line all the way down, almost to the end of the small bridge. I don't even know what that little bridge is called. And then when people come over there and they unzipper, you move, and then you're through the traffic before they even get over anyway. I don't understand this. So the people who are driving double yellow line, and that's the most dangerous thing. I'm telling any of that stuff's dangerous. Anytime you drive is dangerous, folks. Just don't let me put that in your head that this is all that it's all dangerous. And people don't care. All they want to do is text. But the thing is that what is going on with the people passing in the tunnels? Cutting people off in the tunnel. You should have heard them people yesterday beeping a horn, and it was going crazy. But anyway, like I said, I don't know, guys. Help me out. Figure this out. I don't know about that unzip thing and all that stuff. And I never did that in all my years of driving.
Like their license comes out of Cracker Jack, or they win it in a raffle, or they get it out of a gumball machine. Or buy
Roy Rogers and Dale Evans is the one who. Roy Rogers and Dale Evans is the one who go ahead and put their and they stamped it on there, said you passed your driver's license test. Go on down the road, happy partner, and you'll be okay. These people, man, and I'm telling you, in them tunnels, they're close corridors. People in those tunnels over there, I just don't get it. I seen that happen. Unless I was in a dire emergency, I don't even know. That's just wow. That's just so. You just want to get out and just pound the pavement. But that's what's going on the road. People don't care, and especially in the tunnel. When I was talking to you the other day coming there, and but people say, well, you're still on the phone because you were coming through your stereo. I said, yeah, I guess whatever you want to say, but many years down the road, brother, I guess because I drove it commercially for 40 years.
Right.
We see more things, well, just like you did too, but we see more things more open than.
Oh, I drove a cab for 15 years just to see the stuff I saw, and then I drove a bus. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
these people, I don't know what it is, crossing through the tunnels, and at least wait
Running
till you get to the
people
end.
over, running
Well,
stop
yeah,
signs. I mean, it's ridiculous out there. It's
running
terrible.
people over there, man. And like I
Yeah.
said, at least wait till you get to the end of the tunnel to know if you're even in the right lane. Are you even in the right lane? We don't even
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
And then,
Exactly.
and the worst, you can stay off the Liberty tunnels. I guess it's from what 3 o'clock to 6 every day. They close off one lane coming in, one lane when you're coming inbound towards town. The right lane is for south side,
Right.
and then the other lane goes downtown. You know how many people
Yeah.
cut over at
Yeah.
the last minute?
Oh, I know. Yeah, they cut over at the last minute, and then they don't follow the directional signs and the arrows and all that. They
There it
just
is.
don't care.
We just throw everything out there. We'll just make driving skills. We'll just say everybody's game. There it is. How's that?
That's it.
Oh, you man, people are just ridiculously dumb. But
All
anyway,
right. We'll get back to. I'm sorry about this at Hillcrest Farms. I kind of cut you guys off. I forgot about Bill's segment there.
oh
So
no,
anyway, Hillcrest Farm in Richmond, Ohio. Get a hold of them today, 740-346-5442 or 740-632-2894. Right up the hill from Steubenville, Ohio, 45 minutes from downtown Pittsburgh. Head on out, talk to Caitlin and Taylor, the owners. Wintertime's coming. You could order online, www.hillcrestfarmsohio.com. Check their website out. They have some great package deals and some great selection of hay grain beef. All right, our topics today are some of them for today. And I know this affects you as well as it does me because we're in the music. Daryl Hall and John Oates are suing each other.
what did they make? Sarah Smile and
I
Rich
think it was
Girl.
a couple different songs. Yeah, I think it was about 6 of them that Daryl Hall is refusing John Oates from singing on his solo tour.
Oh wow.
Okay, and Daryl Hall has gone back to Daryl's house. He's got that going again. I watched an episode last week where he had Tommy Shaw there from Styx,
Six.
and they were doing Renegade. Okay,
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, and he had his band. Daryl Hall has his own little individual band, I guess, and he's going Daryl's house again, which he had to do for about 2 years because he had that Lyme disease, and he couldn't leave his house. He couldn't go nowhere. So rather than uh, you know, he just decided to do it from his house. It was a great innovative idea, and it's on E. But I watched it on YouTube, and I subscribed to his Daryl's house, and I get it on YouTube. And what was it, the other night, he was with Joe Walsh from the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, he has different people on there all the time from different bands. And he does his songs, but they do mostly some of the stuff from the band of the guest he has on. So John Oates wants to apparently go on his own little tour, I guess, on his own. And I guess they're not getting along. And they're suing each other. John Oates claims that Daryl Hall has no right to tell him he can't play songs that he wrote or songs that he helped produce or whatever. And Daryl Hall's trying to say, well, John, you can go on tour. That's fine. But you sing the songs that you sung and you produced.
I got yeah.
Okay. You see, or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's a big fight. Now it's in court. And it's really sad about these two. And it really is. Sammy Hagar has told David Lee Roth, no,
Oh,
no,
hey,
a tour. No.
that was pretty smooth there.
Yeah, I'm glad he told him no because David Lee Roth is a complete idiot. Okay. Made a fool of himself on Jimmy Kimmel. I showed you that video, or sent, how he made an idiot of himself on Jimmy Kimmel's show when Van Halen was playing. Okay. Apparently, here's what happened. He was at a bar before the show and he slipped and he was drunk or he had a few too many and he fell. And he banged his nose off the bar, or off the floor, or bar store, or whatever.
Man.
And they were in New York's Times Square for the Jimmy Kimmel show. And he had to go on stage and he got on. He had this big Band-Aid on his nose, like right there. Okay. Because, his nose was all messed up. And he was late. And Eddie Van Halen had a conniption because he was late. And, it was embarrassing. And, he didn't come on in decent clothes. He had holy jeans on that he wears to church, I guess. And this jacked up, holy looking jean jacket. And, for a grown up man, wearing them kind of clothes was unacceptable to me because even Wolfgang Van Halen was even dressed pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? And so did his dad Eddie,
I
and
got
so did Alex. I mean, they all did. But Sammy Hagar's putting together a band. Those of you who don't know, and they're going, and it's with Joe Satriani, Sammy Hagar, Michael Anthony, one of the members from Van Halen,
you.
and Jason Bonham from the Led Zeppelin
Oh
Experience.
yeah,
He's going to be the
absolutely.
drummer. And I already saw some of the rehearsal on YouTube, and it's not bad. And he sang on Howard Stern show. He did Right Now on the Howard Stern show, so that was good.
Yeah,
And that's my new Sports Corner theme song is Right Now by Van Halen.
that's a good
So,
tune. Good tune.
yes, it is.
That whole album, I think, was off 5150.
No, that was Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Oh, was it? Okay.
That was the third one that they had
Okay.
done together.
But the
That
51.
was the one. That was the one where Sammy Hagar got married. Eddie Van Halen got pissed because he claims he wasn't putting the effort in and fired him, and that was where that started. And then they hired Gary Sharon, and that didn't work out. And so and then they went back when they did the Best of Both Worlds. They were supposed to go with Hagar and Roth. It didn't work out that way. Hagar was the only one that went, and then they ended up giving Roth his royalties and then give Sammy Hagar his, and Hagar had to take Eddie Van Halen to court. I mean, that was a big ugly
Wow.
thing too, you know.
Yeah, that's the problem when you have a band and you get too many avenues crossing.
Yeah.
Very talented people, but you get too many of them crossing the right. And it's like, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. And all this.
Axl Rose now is being sued from Guns N' Roses. Supposedly, he was involved in a sex scandal back in the early '90s, and this woman came forward, and now she wants to sue him.
I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
I think we did way back when.
Yeah.
Because they were breaking.
That just happened about a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He's being sued, and now whatever woman he's married to now is divorcing him.
And then how about everything after 27 years, and all of a sudden now Snoop Dogg might have something to do with this. Everybody's going to get brought to the carpet.
Oh, I know. Hey, how about 50 Cent?
Yeah.
He's supposedly got all these kids, all these different women, and now they're coming after him for child support, and I heard he's broke.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Man, man, 50, you better tie that up in a bow, man, or do something. Son, stay away from that.
Do something, man. Jeez. I mean, But anyway, let's get back to our topics here. Our final topic of the night. Pennsylvania State Police reported 27 DUI arrests this weekend and 300 citations for speeding. 300. They said that was one of the highest ever in the history of. That
was something else, because remember I was telling you that I didn't see not one state trooper, and then all of a sudden, and then come over there. I seen two within 2 miles of one another. So I couldn't even imagine.
Do you know that the state police actually has a headquarters downtown? They have a state police officer who actually patrols the city because of Point State Park.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he patrols downtown, and whenever he's needed around the city, he helps out.
Oh, that's
and because a lot of people don't know that because they think, well, it's just state. Well, in case a lot of people don't know, Point State Park is state.
Yes.
And that's state property. So they have a right to have a state police officer or car or two. They even now have a Pittsburgh barracks. I'm not sure where it is. I think it's out in Moon. They have a barracks in Allegheny County for the first time, a long time. And, they still do some of the towns in the Mon Valley, East Pittsburgh, and a couple other towns are supposed to be starting up a regional police force in the next the beginning of the year. Supposed to be starting up a regional police force.
Let's see what goes on.
Yeah, the state police said they're thin now, and then having to do this work for these communities is taking them down a little bit.
I got you, brother. Yeah, that's
all right. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up, Bill?
No, I just want to give a quick shout out, to my kids, Minnie Mooch and the Mooch down in Florida, and my Dexter over there down in Coriopolis, and to all you people out there, viewers and listeners, have a safe week. Be warm. It's going to be really, really cold out here in the next couple nights. Be safe, guys.
Hey, call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning.
Yeah, exactly.
724-201-0500. If your furnace is acting up, call them today. Tell Bill the owner, Bill, tell him Ralph sent you.
And until next week, stay safe. We'll catch you next time next week, and give us some feedback on what you guys think about what he brought up in the segment about the other businesses too. I'd be interested.
I'm interested to find out. You can email me at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com, or you can make your comments after this program's over. And next week maybe we'll read them off. I want to know what your business is doing. Is it hurting? Why are you not spending money on affordable advertising? And it takes, like I said, it takes money for me to put these shows on, and I need sponsors and advertisers. And right now, what I have is not cutting the bacon. I need more.
Yeah.
And I'm out there reaching out to businesses. Like I told you, I sent out over 100 emails and several phone calls, and nothing. I get the same practical story. Oh, like here, I have a diner up here, and I'm not going to mention the name of the diner. Said, "Oh yeah, I'm interested," and their family has a couple different locations or a couple different diners within the family. I said, "Look, I'll give you a nice little deal here." Okay, they looked at everything. Saturday, I went down with a contract ready to sign, and they blew it. They laid an egg. They jerked me around, and now all of a sudden they went out and bought a billboard, and they got a 1-year contract on that billboard. I don't know where it is. I don't care. But they went out and bought a billboard and decided that that was the direction they were going to go. And I'm quite upset with them because I gave them a lot of business over the years, and I've sent business there. And, I have some friends that you and I know that are in business that I'm not saying are cheap, but just, have business, make money, and don't want to help me out here. You know what I mean? And that's just, I feel, betrayed by friends and some other people, because of it.
I
But
definitely understand your feeling, brother, for sure. Trust me,
and,
I do.
yeah, and unfortunately for me, I don't have the luxury of having family members that have businesses. I don't. If I did, they probably wouldn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how family can be sometimes.
Oh yeah. Tell me about it.
So
Tell me.
everybody's out for themselves anymore, Bill. It's not. There's no compassion. There's no, try to help me out. None of that kind of thing. Everybody's out for themselves, and that's the way it goes.
At least not the way it used to be, brother.
No, not at all. It used to be really nice. It was, people helped each other out. Something like this, I wouldn't have any problems trying to find people. Now it's all of a sudden now they want to go out. They'd rather spend $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever it costs for.
I don't know what them billboards cost.
Silly advertising, and billboards are expensive.
That's what.
I had another business up here who said he was going to do business with me. He had to clear he had some tax issues. He had to do this. He had to do that. And then I see a mailer. I see he put a flyer in the mail. He has a mailer. You know what mailers cost, Bill? They're not cheap either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was complaining because he didn't have enough money to put an ad in a certain magazine, which costs money. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For what you're paying for both of those, I could spread your business around all my platforms, including the radio show, which reaches 500,000 people in Western Pennsylvania.
I'm just hoping that the tree is shaking hard enough, brother.
Yeah, so do I. Thank you. And likewise to you too.
Thank you. Absolutely. And
the year's about to end. New Year's about to come up. Maybe things will work out better next year.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I think people are waiting on, but they just don't have the audacity to call up and say, "Hey, we're kind of waiting until next year." I mean, at least
I have about 4 businesses that told me when the beginning of the year comes, they're going to talk to me, because that's when their new budget starts. That's when they can look at their advertising budget. And they can look at things and say, "Okay, you know what I mean?"
It is. That's what I would. Yeah. I mean, we only got another month, and that's it.
Yeah. But anyway, don't forget tomorrow night, 5 p.m., 5 to 6, Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM, 12:30 a.m., live on Beaver County Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, Sports Corner Radio Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier. Our guest, Rick Moore from Amped Up Sports, will be on to talk about the Arizona Cardinals and also who the Steelers play this coming Sunday. And then also the fake Mike Tomlin press conference and all of our other segments. And also at 5:30, Matt Grubba from the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. He's going to talk to us about the coach of the year, defender of the year, offensive player of the year. And we also are going to talk about, we have high school playoffs coming up. Westinghouse is going up against Beaver Falls, Bill. They beat Farrell on Saturday. Yeah.
They were
So
always
they're in the second stage on their way to the state championship, and I hope they win it this year. I really do.
Always a tough team to beat, man.
Yeah, and Beaver Falls is a tough team. But I've seen Beaver Falls make some boneheaded mistakes and stupid stuff and lose some games. So maybe they'll make some mistakes and Westinghouse will win some games. So see what they do against Beaver Falls. Some great matchups coming up this weekend. I believe it's in the middle of the state somewhere. I think they're playing. I can't remember where, but yeah, that's where. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. West Allegheny is where Beaver Falls, and that's where the state championship's going to be, in the middle of the state somewhere. But they're playing at West Allegheny on Imperial. So yeah, Beaver Falls versus Westinghouse. That's going to be an interesting game. That really is.
Yeah, that sure will.
And also, don't forget tomorrow, like I said, 5 to 6 p.m. Sports Corner Radio Show, Beaver County Radio. Check out their Facebook page, YouTube channel, website, app, and also on www.rwmedia.org. Just get on there. You'll see the Beaver County Radio emblem, push live, and it'll come right to the show. So you can watch it right on my website. So no excuse not to tune in tomorrow. You can also call in 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888. 2 offensive coordinators fired within days and weeks and whatever. And all different kind of shakeups all across the NFL. Coaches fired, college coaches fired. It was what they call bad Monday for coaching. And it's like that every year when the season ends. They fire coaches left and right. They do all that, Bill. So you know how that is.
Yes,
so,
sir. Yes, sir.
We'll even squeeze the Penguins in a little bit. Don't forget January 2nd, 2024, the Year in Sports Review Spectacular. And you know, I can book the guests. They call me the booking machine. I can book the guests and I can make the spectaculars. I've done it before and I'll do it again. We're going to do a Steeler closing show in January, a Pitt football closing show, and in the beginning of February is when the start of catchers and pitchers report for the Pirates. We're going to do a Pirate opening show to get you ready for the Pirate season. So we have a lot going on Sports Corner. It's going to be a great, super duper 2024. We go 2 hours, 4 to 6 p.m. Beaver County Radio. We're the new voices. Ralph Foy and Smoking Jim Frazier. And we may be adding another member to the team. I'll be waiting to hear the phone call from that gentleman coming up tomorrow. So, you know.
Well, tell the boys I said hello.
I will do that, Bill. Thank you.
And viewers and listeners, thank you guys so much. Take care. Be warm until next Monday.
All right, Bill. Thank you very much. I'm Ralph Williams for Bill Canatta. Everybody have a great night, and thank you for watching.